Welcome to Bariatric Business Accelerator. I'm your host, Carol Clark, and today we're talking about why your weight loss messaging isn't working in 2026 and what to do instead. So, if your marketing still sounds like it did 3 years ago, I don't want to cause any sort of anxiety, but you're already behind. And I don't say that to be dramatic. I say it because the weight loss consumer in 2026 has fundamentally changed. Today's patient, as you likely see every day, is not walking into your practice asking, what are my options? They're walking in asking, how does this compare to semaglutide? What happens if I stop the medication? They've already done research. They've watched a ton of videos. They've read the forums. They've even asked AI what they should do. And this happens all the time. I know you're seeing it. And here's the shift that many practices are missing. The fact is that you are no longer the source of their information. You're the source of clarity for what it is that they've seen out there. And if your messaging hasn't evolved to meet them there, then you're going to feel it in lower conversion rates for your patients going from a lead to a patient, more hesitation on their part, and longer decision timelines. And so let me give you a real life example. One practice I worked with had strong demand. Leads were coming in, consults were being booked, the physician had a great reputation, but the conversions, they were quite frankly underwhelming. When we actually sat down and mapped out the patient journey, the issue wasn't the offer that they were making, it was the messaging that was happening. There was no real discussion of GLP-1 medications, no transparency about what the process actually looked like after enrollment, no clear pathway that made everything simple and understandable for the patient. So patients weren't necessarily saying no, they were just deciding not to move forward. As I always say, if there's confusion, there's going to be no action. So once we shifted the messaging, we addressed the real concern that they were having when they came in and clarified options for them and showed them the actual journey that they could go on, conversions improved almost immediately. Not because anything new was added, not because there was some other new strategy or marketing effort, but because the trust was built earlier in the relationship. And if you can build that trust even in your marketing, that's even more ideal. And that leads to my bigger point, actually. Skepticism today is not resistance, it's evaluation. Patients have tried things before, as you know, they've been disappointed before, and now with medications like all the GLP-1s in the mix, they're hearing mixed messages out there everywhere. So they're slowing down, they're asking better questions. They're using ChatGPT and Claude and all the other AI search tools out there, and they're choosing providers who help them make sense of all the information out there, not just sell it to them, someone who's answering the questions that they have in their mind. So what actually works now? It's not louder marketing, it's smarter messaging. It looks like addressing the questions that patients already have before they have a chance to even ask them, replacing hype with honest expectations, showing them the path, not just the outcome. So you can't just do testimonials, you got to say how we get there, and simplifying your message so it's clear and not complex, and using real stories and not just before and after photos, but the full journey that your patients go on with you and how they succeed. Because patients don't just want results, they want to understand how they're going to get there and who's going to guide them. And here's the actual opportunity for you. Even with the rise of GLP-1 medications, many patients are still hesitant. They're wondering, is this sustainable? Is this the full solution? What's going to happen when I stop them? Do I have to take these meds forever? The practices that are winning right now are not choosing between medication and lifestyle. They're actually integrating both, even though a lot of times we think patients just want the medications, but you're integrating both of them and communicating that really clearly so that they understand what that means for them. And what does this mean for you? It means that your messaging is no longer about persuasion. It's about precision, because in 2026, trust is not a byproduct of your marketing. It is your marketing. They have lots of choices and they want to find somebody that they trust. And when your messaging reduces uncertainty, when it answers real questions that they're having and shows a clear path forward with you and your plan, patients don't typically feel sold. They feel supported. And that's what helps them move forward and have that conversion to becoming a patient of yours. So if you're looking at your leads, your consults, or your conversions and thinking something really feels off here, it's probably not your demand, it's likely your messaging. And that's exactly what I like to work with practices to fix. And you can do your own research on this. It's out there. And so if you're really ready to align your marketing with how patients are actually making decisions today, go ahead and reach out to me, connect, or schedule a strategy call. There's no obligation, there's no pressure, no anything. It's just you and I having a conversation and talking about what's going on and building a path forward. I give lots of different advice on there. Small shifts in messaging can create big shifts in your growth. So I hope you found this helpful. If you did, share it with a colleague of yours. Like it, subscribe, and I can't wait to talk with you, hopefully on one of our next calls if you're an existing patient or for a discovery call together. Just go to my website, weightlosspracticebuilder.com. It's easy to reach out to me that way. Thanks so much, and have a great day.